Hi, everybody. Al Smith here. Welcome to What Suit to Lead If Not Trump. Well, this is against the suit contract. Last week, we talked about when to lead Trump. This week, we're going to talk about what to lead if you're not leading Trump. Okay, let's look at those situations when we definitely do not want to lead Trump. All right, the first one is that dummy has a side suit and Trump support. Okay, now, if you know that, you know the declare is going to try to cram that side suit down your throat to take a whole bunch of tricks and then throw away all their losers. So don't help the declare by leading Trumps in that situation. If it appears that the dummy has a strong side suit or the opener has a strong second suit, try to avoid leading trumps because in most cases this will only help the declare set up his hand. What you're going to want to do is you are going to want to make an attacking lead in your or your partner's best suit, and you want to evaluate which one has the greatest potential. All right. Okay, if you have four trump, or you know your partner has four trumps, or you think your partner has four trumps, try not to lead trumps. Sometimes it can be a very nice deceptive technique. I'll say something about that later on. Okay, but what you're going to want to do is to establish and take non-trump tricks. Okay, now what's the advantage of having 4+ trumps? Okay, if you can make the declare, now this is important, the declare, not the dummy. The declare is generally going to have the most cards in the trump suit. If you can make the declare rough so that you or your partner end up with more trump than the declare because they had to trump a couple of tricks, okay, you can seize control of the hand. That's really important. And this is easiest to do when the declare has a 5-3 trump suit fit. Okay, so the odds are, if that's the case, the partner's got 4, or you've got 4, or possibly even 5. It's surprising how many times the distribution turns out to be 5-5-3. And by shortening the declare's trumps, you can seize control of the hand. And this works best when neither the declare nor the dummy has strong side suit. Remember that strong side suit, if they can lead out Trump, they can set those tricks up and run that suit and throw away their losers. Okay, so you're going to want to make an attacking lead in yours or your partner's best suit. Okay, let's look at the easy choices first. Okay. The first thing to do is don't make this harder than it needs to be. Okay. You know, if it appears to be obvious what you should lead, that's probably the thing that you should lead. Okay, it's like when you're taking the SAT, the first answer is generally right. Well, in bridge, your first inclination of what you should lead is often right. Now you can reinforce that with a little bit of analysis. Okay, so really easy. If your partner made a lead directing double, trust your partner and lead that. Okay. Okay, now remember that a lead directing double can be strength or shortness. In no trump, it generally indicates strength, okay, or length, long length. In a suit contract, a lead directing double can often indicate shortness. All right. Now you're going to make a preference lead. Now, just make a note, I amended this particular thing. I got confused when I was putting together this lesson. And if you're going to make a suit preference lead in the suit that your partner made the lead directing double, okay, lead the higher card in that, and leading a higher card in that suit points to the higher ranking unled suits. Okay, and a lower card points to the lower ranking unled suits. Okay, now so I don't know why, but I put this in here twice. And I just wanted to emphasize, I guess I wanted to emphasize the point. Okay, look at the dummy. Your partner should be able to look at the dummy. It should be obvious to your partner what suit you would like to have led back to you if they get the opportunity. So this is dual purpose. You're doing what your partner asked you and you're giving them information at the same time. Okay, now if the opponents have avoided no trump like the plague, now they bit three suits and danced around no trump and then ended up in four clubs or four diamonds, uh, then you know that they've trumpeted and announced vociferously their weakness. So that becomes the obvious lead. Okay, if they have announced their weakness, lead it. Okay, partner opened a major or overcall. Now, why is it a major and an overcall? Well, each one of them indicates your partner probably has a 5+ suit, and they probably have something in that suit. So if you know they've got length, you know one other thing is that the declare probably can't run that suit to throw away tricks. Okay, and if they and you know they've got something in it, there's the possibility of taking tricks, especially if you have some complementing cards to complement them in that suit. For example, you have the queen. That would be great because you're going to assume your partner has the ace or the king, and it might give you the capability of setting up some tricks. Okay, lead it unless you have something better. I always want to put that caveat on the end of this, that you're going to always make the obvious lead unless you have something better. And every once in a while in a blue moon that occurs and you go, duh, I know what I'm supposed to do because my partner told me, but I've got this super suit and I'm going to lead. So make sure you look for something better also. All right. Now, if you have none of those other things and you have a strong suit headed by a power sequence, and you know what different power sequences are, you could have like the king, queen, jack, or something like that, you're going to lead it to develop tricks. So we're kind of just going down the priority scheme here. Okay, and this is going to keep declare for throwing off losers if you can establish that suit. You want to take that preemptive action to try to keep the declare from throwing away losers. And sometimes, you know, if you don't do it right away, you're going to fail setting up a trick, and then the ability to take that trick and declare is going to throw it away, and lo and behold, you're not going to get the trick. Okay. Now, another part of this, what this does is it allows you to set up a situation where you can force the declare to rough. Okay, and forcing the declare to rough is another way of putting the lead back into the declarer's hand, so they have to break the new suits. Remember, every time you or an opponent breaks a new suit, it costs the person that makes that lead a half a trick because they have to lead in to the other players. Okay, now if you don't have any of these really great leads, you've got a king, queen, X, which is a partial sequence and no better lead. Lead that king, develop that queen, make sure that you're going to make that queen good. You might get lucky. Okay, you're going to keep, again, it gives you the capability of setting something up to keep the declare from throwing something away. And hopefully force the declare to rough if they're out, giving you some advantage in terms of setting up a roughing trick somewhere for you or your partner. And lo and behold, always hope that your partner has the ace. You know, I've seen stranger things than that. You lead the king, it wins the trick. You lead the queen, it wins the trick. You lead the third low one, your partner takes the trick. It leads back and you overruff the declare, and voila, you've taken 4 tricks. That's really cool. It happens, but sometimes it's a really cold day in a hot place. All right. Now, that's the priority structure for the different types of leads, what we call power leads. Okay, those are the ones that your partner told you to lead, and when you have obvious power and strength in a particular suit. Now, one of the other areas when you want to lead is lead from shortness. And remember, this is a trump contract. There's a suit contract there. Now, What are the criteria for doing that? Okay, leading from shortness is significantly enhanced when you have a trump control. And what's a trump control? It's generally the ace of trumps or the king X or the king XX behind the declare. Remember, you're making the opening lead, you're sitting behind the declare. So if you've got the king X, assume that the declare has the ace. You're going to be disappointed sometimes, and the dumb dummy is going to have it, but assume the declare has ace. That would be a trump control. And in many of those situations, the declare is going to try to finesse for that king on the first trump trick. So let's see what happens if you have a trump control. What this allows you to do is to prevent the declare from drawing all of your trumps before you can ruff. Okay, it doesn't do any good to lead from shortness if you don't have any trump to trump with. So preserving those trumps is really the biggest factor. Okay, now, so that's when you're going to lead from shortness. Okay, now if you have preempted, and this makes things a little bit clearer in terms of communicating with your partner when you're making the opening lead, and you do not have a good power lead in that suit you preempted. For example, let's say you preempted 2 spades and you've got the king jack and 4 more. A fairly nice suit, but you don't have a good power lead because you've got the king jack 9. Okay, it's not a sequence or anything. You really don't want to lead that suit because you just got too many holes in it and you don't want to give anything away to the declare. So you're sitting over there and you've got a singleton heart. Okay, when you lead on a suit other than the suit you preempted in, that generally indicates it's a singleton. Try to establish that as kind of a official rule with your partner. That way, you give your partner a whole bunch of information. If you preempted 2 spades and then you lead a heart, your partner's got the ace of hearts and goes, aha, my partner probably has a singleton. I'm going to jump on that thing with my ace and I'm going to lead it back so my partner can trump it. So that's a general rule that we try to enforce. Not always true, but that's what we try to do. All right. Remember, shortness is generally a singleton. Okay, now why am I making this point? Okay, a singleton you've got, if your partner's got the ace or second round control in that suit, you got pretty good chance of being able to ruff a trick. However, if you've got a doubleton, it means that suit's going to have to be led 3 times before you can ruff. And the odds that you're going to be able to make a ruffing trick good with a doubleton are very low, unless that's your partner's suit and they told you it was their suit and they bid that suit and you led that suit because, go back 2 or 3 slides that said if your partner bid the suit, lead it because they probably have something in it. And then if you have a doubleton, you're going to start with the high and then play the low, and that's called an echo. Okay, so that's one of the times you don't mind leading a doubleton. But so if your partner bid the suit, or the bidding suggests that your partner has the ace or the king. All right, now, if that's the case, it makes it even more important that you have a control in the trump suit. So let's say your partner's got the ace and you lead the highest from your doubleton and your partner says, aha, my partner probably has a doubleton, and turns down the ace, doesn't take it on that first trick. You win the next trick because they lead the trump suit and you have the ace and you return it again to your partner and now they take the ace and then lead it back again for you to ruff. So if you've got information that your partner may have good tricks in that particular suit, leading from a doubleton is really good to do if you have a trump control so that you can preserve a trump to ruff with. All right. Now, you're only going to lead from shortness when it creates a trump trick and it doesn't cost you a natural trump trick. Let's look at this for a second. Okay, you have a singleton and you have the queen, jack, 10 of trumps. All right, and you go, well, I'm going to lead my singleton. I'm going to lead my singleton so I can ruff it. Nah, let's not do that. Because you've got the queen, jack, 10, it means that they're going to take ace, king, and you still have a trump trick. So no matter what, you get a natural trump trick. Okay, you really don't want to start roughing tricks unless you can ruff a whole bunch of them if you've got a natural trump trick. So by leading the singleton, it would probably only help to declare, okay, because you're giving up the opportunity to actually to develop tricks in another suit. So be wary of leading a singleton or even a double, or especially a doubleton, if you have a natural trump tricks. Okay, now because you're short, the opponents probably are long. Okay, and if they're long, they may be able to set that suit up and run it. So again, don't lead a singleton if it's going to cost you natural trump tricks. Okay, what the declare is going to do is draw trumps, set up their side suit, where you have the shortness, and off they're going to go. Okay, so the best thing to do is to develop a suit. So these are kind of, you kind of step back and look at this and say, well, Al's just telling me the obvious. Yeah, but sometimes we have to, in essence, step back and really listen to see the obvious. Okay, now there's also the case where you can lead to your partner's shortness or expected shortness because of the bidding. Okay, and again, this is significantly enhanced if you've got a trump control, because what good does it do for you to set up the capability for your partner to ruff if the player is just going to lead out the trumps and take away all your trumps, and now you don't have any capability to ruff? All right, so okay, you want to always have a control if possible, because what this does is allows you to prevent the player from drawing trumps before the part, so your partner can still ruff. All right, now I want to kind of just back up for a second and remind you that the only absolute rule in bridge is there are no absolute rules in bridge. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. There's always going to be a situation where one of these things I'm telling you not to do or to do won't be right, but 90–95% of the time it will be. Okay, so if somehow through witchery or magic or just plain outstanding Sherlock Holmes logic, you can figure out what the killer lead is, do it. Okay. Now, generally, when the auction is going to be the determining factor for you to determine if your partner has shortness. Okay, and it's especially valuable if that shortness is behind the dummy rather than in front of the declare, because that way your partner can determine much more appropriate what card, what trump to play. Okay, and hopefully if you've figured out your partner has shortness, it's a singleton or a void. It's really heartening when you go through this logic and say, my partner may have a singleton or a void, and you lead it, and lo and behold, it's got a void, and you end up setting up 3 or 4 tricks because you get a cross rock going or something else, and it's great. But it doesn't happen too often unless you're looking for it. It's not going to ever happen. All right. Now, just a little comment here. I hate doubletons, I think my partner's short, and end up having 2 of them, and bad day at the zoo. All right. Now, if you start these strategies and that's your plan, And the declarer gets in and leads all the trump. One comment: change your plan, figure out a new attack plan. All right. When you have several good choices, let's look at this. Okay. One of the things you're going to want to do too is remember, if we go back to, I think it's week 2, we talked about temporizing leads, okay, as really the first choice. Okay, so if you have the opportunity to make a temporizing lead so you can see the dummy and get information from your partner, don't forget that. Do it, because you're in the information collection and analysis business. Okay, now the other thing is then to kind of analyze your hand and the bidding and everything else and say, there are 2 ways that I can get a bite of the apple. Okay, 2 bites are better than 1 bite, I think. So let's look at this. Okay, trump control often gives you this capability. Okay, because one of your problems is getting into the lead to then take advantage of a particular tactic that you initiated. Okay. So, and it also then gives you the capability of determining which one of your attempts you shoot first, and that which one then reinforces, allows you the opportunity to do the other. So pay attention as to what happened and switch directions if the first approach fails. Let's look at a couple of examples here. All right, now this is kind of interesting. So west, and this is you over here, you're north, and that's me too. Okay, opens 1 heart. You go, okay, I got a singleton heart, and I got the ace, and well, that's good. I got control in hearts. And you pass. Yeah, you might have thought about bidding 2 diamonds, but we're going to just say that you didn't. So they bid 2 clubs. Okay, which we're going to say is a 2/1 bid. Okay, which says, hey, I've got game 5, probably got 4+ clubs and game forcing points. And then West comes back and bids 2 diamonds. And we go, oh, what do we know? West bid 2 diamonds, so he probably has 4 diamonds, 5 hearts and 4 diamonds, and probably has a king or a queen or maybe even both. Okay, now we look at our hand, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got 6, and the declare or West just said they have 4. So there's only 3 outstanding. So dummy and our partner are probably short in this suit, right? Okay, now East goes and jumps to 4 hearts. Okay, and says, and you go, whoa, that's so what you know from that bid is that East actually had 3+ cards support for the hearts to begin with, probably has 4 or 5+ clubs, has opening points themselves, and is confidently bid game. It goes pass, pass, pass. Now you get to make the opening lead. Okay, now what do you want to do? Okay, we've got 3 key features in this hand. We've got let's back that up for a second. Previous. And we're going to previous and previous again. All right, we've got 3 key features in this hand. Okay, the most important feature of this hand is we've got the ace of hearts. Okay, now what we also have is the king, queen of spades, and we have the ace of diamonds. So we know we're probably going to get 2 tricks, for, as long as the declare, and then we know the declare's got 4 diamonds. Is probably going to get a diamond trick, probably going to get a heart trick, okay? And we're going to get a spade trick if we set the spades up. So we could take the ace of diamonds and then the ace of hearts and then the king of spades, but that wouldn't be a very smart thing to do. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to develop those spade tricks first. So we're going to lead, then we say, well, and once we get that, we're thinking about trying to give our partner a run, hoping our partner has a singleton or a void. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to lead the king of spades first. Okay, and if our partner gives us a positive signal saying, hey, I've got the ace, now you're really in Fat City, but more than likely one of the opponents is going to have the ace and they're going to take the ace. And then what are they going to do? they're going to start drawing the trump. Okay, so they're going to lead the trump and you're going to take your ace. Now, what are you going to do? Okay, you're going to lead the ace of diamonds to get your partner's signal to tell you what they've got. Now, if they show out, you're just happy as a pig in mud because you know now that, and you can actually see how many cards the dummy has in diamonds. So it makes this a lot easier. Okay, you've got choices then as to you can actually let your partner rough a diamond, and then they know to come back in spades and they can rough another diamond. So there's all sorts of neat things that can happen by taking this particular strategy. Okay, then you're going to take if everybody follows suit, you're going to take the spade, and then you're going to lead the diamond and hope the partner roughs. So there's a way of developing, getting 2 bites of the apple using this hand because you've got the trump control. Let's look at this one here. Okay, it's pretty much the same, except we've got 6 diamonds and we don't have the ace. So it's exactly the same bidding. So what we're going to do here is we're going to develop the spades again, and then we're going to ignore the potential diamond rough. Okay, what we want to do is we want to take the king of spades next. Okay, and when we're going to lead the king of spades, we're then going to take the declares, then we're going to lead the queen of spades, and then we're going to have to figure out what to do after that, because we don't know. We're just going to have to determine that based upon the cards played and the information that we can we've gotten from our partner. So by then we might have some more information. Our partner might have highlighted some spades, or they might have given us encouragement in spades. So it's all sorts of things that can develop based upon the information we collect. All right, let's see. Let's see if anybody's got any questions at this particular point in time. So let me see if anybody's got their hand raised. Raise your hand if you got a question. I'll open it up and we'll see if we can answer it before we go to Mr. Sharp. Okay. Nobody's hands are shooting up. Okay. Our next thing here is we're time to go to Shark. So let me go to chat here. And I'm going to send this to everybody. Okay, here comes the link. All right, there's the link to Shark Bridge. Go ahead and click on that and start joining Shark, and we'll get in there and we'll do the 6 practice hands. Okay, we got somebody there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to okay, we got to get the screen sharing. Okay, I know what's going on now. I'm sorry about this, guys. We'll do this, get it up here. All right, now we can get started. Okay, I didn't have the recording on and I didn't have the video on, and we're ready to go now. So let's discuss the sample hands in this lesson today. West opened the bidding. That's the guy over here on the left, 1 diamond, and then our partner bid 1 heart. Okay, and East bid 1 spade, and then went 2 clubs and 2 spades. So what we can derive from this is that it's kind of a misfit that West has diamonds and clubs and East probably has 5 or 6 spades. Okay, and our partner bid hearts. So we're going to make this really easy because we're going to do the obvious. Since our partner bid hearts and overcall, at the one level, it says he's got something in hearts and probably 5 plus hearts. Okay, so uh, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to lead the 4 of hearts. And as soon as the dummy comes down, we can see that the king, jack, 2 of hearts. Now, to make this a little bit easier for us to all follow, I'm going to also show both the south and the east hands. All right, so now we can see that our partner has the ace queen. They can see the king jack. Okay, so they can see the king and the jack. So what they're going to do now is they're going to play the after the after the dummy plays, they're going to play the queen. Okay, and then it's going to continue with the hearts by playing the ace, and we're going to play the 3. Now, because we completed the echo, the 4, then the 3, our partner knows that we have only 2 and says, okay, I'm going to now lead a card. What we want to do is lead a card that gives us back information because he's leading it to rough. It says, well, I'm going to lead the 6 pointing down to a lower ranking suit, and hopefully my partner will know that I have a little something in clubs. So I'll come in here and rough. Okay, and lo and behold, we take that 3rd trick. Okay, now because my partner indicates got something in a lower ranking suit, I've got some nice cards and diamonds and some nice cards and clubs. But I look at this, my queen jack are touching, the king jack aren't. Okay, what I'm going to do, and I'm looking over here at the dummy, and the dummy has this ace king of clubs. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to lead low against the ace king. And almost always, 99% of the time, even if the East has got the 10, they're going to play the ace or the king because I just can't afford to. It's just too difficult. The probability that I'm leading away from the queen jack, and in this case, he's missing the 10-9. He's always going to play one of the ace or king now. And now the declarer is going to try to draw the trump. He leads a spade. We play low. He takes the ace. Okay, and he says, I need to come back to the dummy in order to take that finesse again. He wants to lead that spade in order to take the finesse. So he takes the king of clubs. And now he leads the 6 of spades again. And lo and behold, he's missing the queen jack. Okay, so he knows he's probably going to lose one, but he's going to give it a shot anyway. So he's trying to protect against the possibility that North has all the remaining trump spades and he's going to lose more. So if he plays the king. So he plays the 10, we play the jack, and now we're going to, in essence, start out by attacking, continuing the attack on the clubs. Okay, and the declarer has to rough. Now he's got a real problem here in that he doesn't want to lead the diamonds because that's probably going to lead to the loss of potentially two diamonds. But he says, well, my partner potentially could have he sees the queen. Now he's going to have to guess where the king of diamonds. But he says, let's go out and get that last trump. Okay, so goes out and gets the last trump. And now he's going to take the finesse by leading towards the queen of diamonds and hoping that I have the king, and I'm if I have to take it, I do. Okay, and now he's got two good diamonds and a spade left. So he's going to make his contract. He's got 3 tricks left. He's taken 5, so he gets 8 tricks making his contract. Now, if we'd led anything else to begin with, he would have actually made more tricks. So in duplicate, you can see how critical it is to make the correct opening lead. We made the correct opening lead by leading the suit that our partner bid. Let's look at hand number 2. In hand number 2, East opens 1 club. West bids 1 spade, 1 heart, indicating we've got at least 4 hearts, and then it comes back and East bids one spade saying, no, I don't have four hearts, but I've got four spades. And then West jumps to three clubs saying, hey, I've got support for you in club. I've got game going points. So can we play in no trump? All right. And it doesn't say no or anything, but it comes back to East, and East bids three diamonds. This is what's called an Eastern Q bid, and says, hey, I don't have a blocker in diamonds, but if you do, go ahead and bid three no trump. Okay. He says, nope, I don't have it either. He bids four clubs. So it comes back around, and it's our lead. So we know that they've naturally bid clubs, they've naturally bid hearts, and they've naturally bid spades. So we don't want to lead any of those three suits. Okay, what we want to lead is we want to lead diamonds. Okay, so what we're going to do, because they're in a suit contract, we don't want to underlead our ace, because if one of the opponents only has a singleton diamond, okay, we potentially would never get that ace. So we're going to lead the ace, and they're going to follow suit. Our partner gives us encouragement with the eight of diamonds, and then we continue leading the diamonds. Okay, and our partner takes that, and now is going to, in essence, lead the diamond again to force them to ruff. Okay, but you see, we led the suit that they had avoided, and when they went to four clubs, so we got our tricks before they could throw off the losers. That was the critical step, because if you look at the hearts, they could actually develop the hearts and throw off some losers. Let's look at all of the hands. Okay, so what we've got here is we're leading the king of diamonds, and they're going to end up roughing that. And let's go ahead and do that. And take a look at the state of things at that particular point. The Claire knows they've got the ace king of clubs. They need to find the queen of clubs in order not to lose the club. Okay, they've got the ace king queen of hearts. Okay, and then the ability to ruff with heart. And they've got the ace king queen of spades. So the only danger in this hand at this particular point in time is losing another club trick. So and currently the declare is in his hand. Okay, and it's kind of a toss-up as to which way he's going to go, because this is early in the hand and he wants to set these suits up. He says, I'm going to try to do I'm going to try to finesse. He says, I have no information as to who's got the points. He's going to try to finesse the clubs this way. So he reads the ace, and he leads the ace because what he's trying to do is hopefully the queen might drop as a singleton, and it doesn't. So now he says, okay, let's go ahead and lead the eight. And he says, I'm going to try to take the finesse. So the finesse fails. All right. So in this situation, there's not much more that we can do. He's going to be able to take the remainder of the tricks, and he's going to make 10 tricks. So, if he takes the finesse in the right direction, he makes 11 tricks. If he doesn't, he makes 10 tricks. However, we did not lead the right suit to begin with. We would have only been, we definitely would have only gotten 2 tricks, and we might have only gotten 1. Okay, let's take a look at hand number 3. Okay, in this hand, the bidding has been 1 spade by East, 2 diamonds, which is a game forcing bid by West, which says he's got 5+ diamonds and at least 12 or 13+ points. Our partner passes. He says, hey, I can play a no trump if you want. And West goes, nope, I've got a bit for you in spade. I've got some distribution, and jumps immediately to 4 spades. So West has confidently bid jumped to 4 spades to play a game, indicating he's got a good fit and probably has really nice diamonds that they're planning to cram down our throat. So the question is, what should we lead? Well, If we evaluate, we don't want to lead diamonds and we don't want to lead spades. Those are the two suits that they did. We've got clubs and we've got hearts. The natural tendency by most people is to lead a low heart because they don't have anything and they don't want to lead away from their king jack of clubs. Now, if you look at this though, which suit does our partner have to have the least of to make the suit worthwhile? Well, obviously, if we've got the queen of clubs, our king jack become really good. Now, to make the heart suit worthwhile, to take a number of tricks, they'd have to have the king, queen, jack, ace, king, queen, something like that, which is really improbable because East bid no trumps. And we know that East has probably the ace, the king, maybe two of the top three honors. So what we decide is we're going to do is we're going to lead clubs. Now, which club are we going to lead? Well, what we want to do is make sure that we don't block ourselves in our hand. So just like against no trump in this situation, we're going to lead the jack of clubs. It's called the great unblock. Okay, and the jack gets played. Our partner says, aha, my partner led the jack. Okay, so and he looks over here and says, all right, I don't see any king there, anything else. I'm going to take for granted that this might be the great unblock, and he's going to take that ace of clubs. And the reason he's doing that is he looks at his hand and says, I've got the ace of spades. I have a control in spades. The only way I can set this contract is if I can get a ruff of the diamond, and we can take another club. So that would give us three tricks, setting him down one. So because he's got control of the trump, a control and trump, he knows that when they lead trump, he's going to get back in control, and he's going to hope. He's visualizing this partner has the king, and so he leads the diamond, setting himself up, leading that singleton. And they take the ace, and they immediately come back and say, let's go ahead and try to draw the trump. And our partner's really a smart lady and plays the queen and now says, okay, here's where the rubber meets the road, leads the seven of clubs. Okay, or actually should lead the 10. That's a forcing card, and which forces the queen to be played. We play the king, and lo and behold, we get a club trick. Now, I've been paying attention and know that the only reason that our partner would take that initial ace of clubs and shift to the diamond is because he's got a singleton. Okay, and because we started out with 4, and we see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. We've got 6, 7, 8. 8 with 4 have been played. We know there's only 1 left. So we lead the diamond. Okay, and so it goes up with the king, and our partner jumps in and takes the trumps it. Okay, we've got we take the first 4 tricks, they're down 1. Okay, so by using the logic, number 1, making the right opening lead, and then looking to see that North seeing that they've got ace of trump, says, okay, I can now lead my shortness and hope to get back to my partner in clubs so I can get the ruff before they can lead the trump out. If we make any other lead than the jack of clubs at the beginning of this contract, it's very probable that this hand would not go down. Now, it's possible that we could set this by leading a diamond to begin with, but there's no way for South to know that should be the case. So let's go to hand number 4. In hand number 4, okay, the opponent East has opened 1 spade. West, partner bids 2 spades, and what East says, I've got a pretty good hand, and I want to invite you to go to game, bids 3 spades, and he doesn't go to game. Okay, now we look at our hand and go, okay, East has probably got 5 spades. West has got 3 spades. We got 4 spades. So our partner might have 1, might have 0. Okay, now we definitely don't want to lead spades. What we're hoping to do is be able to make East ruff. So we end up with more spades than the declare. Okay, because we're assuming they started with 5 and we've got 4. So what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to lead the ace of diamonds. That's a nice temporizing lead that says, okay, let me get a look at the dummy. I look at the dummy and say, there's 4 diamonds there. There's 3 clubs, 3 hearts, and 3 spades. Okay, I see that and I understand what's there. And our partner comes back and gives us a positive signal in diamonds. Says, hey, I've got some diamonds. Okay, and we go, okay, we've got some diamond tricks, so let's go ahead and lead a low diamond. Our partner got the 10-9 and plays the 9, see the jack, and the declare has to ruff. He roughs with the 8. Now, if you'll notice, let's go ahead and look at all the hands. Okay, so you can see this too, is now the declarer has 4 spades and we've got 4 spades. All right, now the declarer says, well, okay, let's draw 1 round of trump. He leads the ace, comes around, says, okay, that's good news. Everybody follow. And what I want to do now is I want to go over to dummy and I want to lead that spade back, a low spade back. So it plays the ace. And it comes back and says, all right, I'm hoping the spades are 3-2 and the queen of spades is going to fall. So I can do this. And lo and behold, our partner signals with the 7 of clubs and says, I don't have any more spades. And the declarer goes, oh, crap. Okay, and he says, I don't want to give up control of my spades yet. I'm not going to play my king. He plays the 9, we take the queen. All right, now, what do we want to do at this point in time? We've got 2 spades left. He's got 2 spades left, right? What we want to do at this particular point in time is we want to, in essence, draw trump because we don't want him to be able to use that jack of spades. So what we're going to do is going to lead spades again. Okay, and our partner plays the 7 of hearts. Okay, plays, let's say he plays 10. He says now he's going to lead to the clubs. Okay, so I took the trick over there in the dummy's hand. He's coming back to clubs. He's going to finesse that king of clubs. He plays the jack, and I take the king. And guess what I'm going to lead now? I'm going to lead a diamond. Okay, and the declarer goes, oh, crap. I don't like this at all. Okay, I don't like this. He throws away a heart. Okay, let's undo this. Okay, instead of leading the diamonds, we lead a heart because they've only been led once. Okay, our partner takes that. And we go, well, that's working pretty good. Let's lead it again. Maybe he'll have to ruff. No, he doesn't have to ruff. We take that trick also. Okay, now we lead the diamond. Okay, and lo and behold, he says, if I ruff, I'm potentially going to lose 2 more tricks. Well, in reality, he knows already he's going to lose 2 more tricks. So he throws off a club. And now he leads another diamond. Okay, and he says, all right, I'll do that. He throws off the diamond. Okay, now he leads the ace of clubs, saying, knowing full well there's a trump that's outstanding, and he leads the queen of clubs, and we trump it. All right, so by making him trump twice, what that allowed the south hand to do is end up with more trump than the declare. So that's what we mean by shortening the declare's trump suit, so you have more trump than the declare. You saw how the declare lost control of the hand when that occurred. Now let's go to hand number 5 and look at this. Okay, on hand number 5, okay, we've got east opening 1 heart. Okay, and then we pass and west bids 1 spade. So, west has got at least 4 spades. And our partner chimes in with the bidding and bids 2 diamonds. So what do we know? We know our partner's got 10 plus points and 5 plus diamonds. Or it could be lead directing. We've got nice diamonds and they want diamonds led. Those 2 hearts And then West invites by saying 3 hearts. So we can kind of assume that East has 6 hearts and West has 2 hearts. So what are we going to lead? Obviously, we're going to lead what our partner asked us to lead. We're going to lead a diamond. Okay, and we're going to look at all the hands just to make them available so we can all see them as the hand gets played. All right, now the declare is going to say that they've got he doesn't want he wants to make sure he's going to get his ace of diamonds. He knows because diamonds have been bid, there's a possibility that I'm leading from a single. So he takes the ace. Now just imagine if he didn't take that ace, my partner would take the king, then lead another diamond, and I would trump that, and the player would might not ever get a diamond trick. So partner gives us a positive signal. All right, now the declare says, well, we got to go after the trump. Lead the jack of trump. Okay, and I go up and take the trick. Now I'm going to look at the dummy. All right, and what was bid and so forth. West had bid spades, and East did not support spades. So we know that East probably has no more than 3 spades. So that's where the greatest probability is that our partner has something. So what we're going to do is lead spades. Now it's immediately the declarer has a choice. It says, well, I can play the ace, in which case I'm guaranteed I'm going to lose the spade to the king, or maybe, just maybe, South led away from the king of spades. So he plays low, hoping that I led from the king of spades, and our partner takes the king. Okay, and now he takes he leads the king of diamonds. Says, okay, which we had set up to begin with. Okay, and we give him our partner a positive signal by saying I've got something in clubs. He follows suit. Right now, he's going to continue to lead those diamonds. He knows that I'm out of diamonds. Okay, he probably knows why he can count and see the declare is also out of diamonds. So he's not going to lead a low diamond. If he leads a low diamond, he knows that the declare can throw something off. Okay, so he's going to lead a winning diamond. Okay, and declare is going to have to now say, okay, what trump are outstanding? Okay, 3, 4, 6 are outstanding. So you can see all of his trump are good. And he said, let's just preserve a possible communication board by trumping that. So we're going to throw away a spade. Okay, and a diamond gets left. Now the declare is now looking at his hand saying, okay, what am I going to do now? He says, okay, the only things that the only card, I can lose one more trick if I lose a club. He has no place to throw the clubs off. He's got 4 spades, four hearts left, a spade and 3 clubs. We'll just show how this works. We're going to just take the ace of spades just to show that it's to make it easier to see. Take the ace of spades. And you can see that the hearts are the left, and he's got the ace, king, clubs. He's got the jack, queen, so he knows the queen, jack is missing. He knows, unless it's possible, there's a possibility that North has the queen, jack, clubs, so he leads the 10. Says, I'm going to do a double finesse. That's the only way I can make this. I can get an extra trick. And lo and behold, it doesn't work. Okay. And now, it's all over but the shouting. We get 4 tricks. We don't play it exactly right. And we don't make the opening lead that we made. They're going to make 4 or even 5. So we held them to making only 3. They only get 9 tricks. Let's look at the last hand. All right, and the last hand here is a little bit different. West over here opens 1 heart. And what do we got? We got 5 hearts. Okay, so we know West has got 5 hearts. We've got 5 hearts. So our partner and and East together have only 3. Okay, our partner bids 2 diamonds, which says they've got at least 5 plus diamonds. Okay, and 10 plus points. So that kind of reinforces that our partner may be have shorter hearts than East. East then bids 2 spades. It goes 3 spades and then 4 spades. Okay, so we're pretty sure that East probably has 5 spades because he introduced spades on the 3 level, on the 2 level, and that he's got 10 plus points. All right, so now what are we going to do? We know we're not going to lead spades. We know that we're not going to lead, and now the quandary comes down. Do we lead our partner's bid suits, the diamonds, or do we lead hearts? Okay, if our partner's got 10, 11 points, okay, he's probably going to be able to take maybe 2 tricks. We've got 1 trick there at the 4 level. What we need to do is figure out a way of potentially getting a 4th trick. Now, based upon the bidding, we know where 10 hearts are. And because our partner jumped in as 2 diamonds, we're going to assume they have some shortness of diamonds in hearts. So what we're going to do at trick 1 is we're going to lead the ace of hearts. Okay, and it comes around. And let's go ahead and see what everybody's got. Okay, it turns out that we made the right decision. The dummy plays, our partner plays the 3, and the 2 is played. We go, okay, where's the 4? If our partner had the 4, they would have played the 4 to indicate a high-low and kept the 3. So we go ahead and lead another heart. Okay, and play the jack, and our partner trumps with the 6 of spades, and we get that extra trick right then and there. All right, now what our partner's got these nice clubs. He's going to go ahead and he could lead the queen, indicating he's got the jack. He sees the king over here and sees the 9. Says, no, that's probably not a real good idea. He sees a singleton king of diamonds in the dummies and says, well, since that's a singleton, let's go ahead and just take that trick. Okay, so he does so. Okay, now the question is, are we going to get any more tricks? We've got 3 tricks. It's a possibility we can get the king of spades if the declare finesses incorrectly. Now we do know that the declare is always going to lead towards his honors. Okay, so if we know the honors are in East's hands, we know he's going to lead that. So the probability we get that king of spades is really low. All right, and what we've got now is we're kind of in desperate. We're desperate. Okay, so he leads a diamond. Okay. And he wins with the jack, and he says, okay, I can make life easy. I can throw away my losing club. Okay, so he throws away his losing club. So why didn't we lead the queen of clubs? Well, let's go back and let's do an undo, and we'll lead the queen of clubs. Okay, so we lead the queen of clubs, and he plays low because he's got the king. And the queen generally implies he has the jack, and so he takes it with the king. And now he wants to, in essence, so he says, let's go ahead now, and we're going to lead towards that. We're going to lead this the jack of spades, and here comes the king. So he draws that last trump. Says, leads low to get the last trump off the board, get the last trump away from us. Partner throws away a diamond. Now he's sitting there. He's got the good hearts, and he starts leading the hearts. This is the hearts that he's going to cram down our throats if we didn't get our tricks to begin with. But we got our tricks right away. If we didn't, he was going to use these hearts to throw away all of his losers. Okay, throws away his 10 of clubs, which is a potential loser. And now he has the rest of the tricks. So by making the right lead, not letting him cram those hearts down our throats, by getting out there and making aggressive lead and attacking lead, we now have taken the maximum number of tricks. Now, if this was a duplicate game, if we didn't make that lead, they're going to take 11 tricks and make an over trick, and very possibly we would get a low score. Okay, so this way we got the opportunity for making a high score on this particular hand. So we're going to come back to here. Let's see if we can come back. I wonder if we still have somebody on, but okay. So thank you very much for attending the lesson today, and I hope you all can have a great time, stay safe, and have fun. So have a great day.